So just find your alignment in regards to your feet, having your knees line up with the middle of your toes. So meaning it's not like a turn out or it's just feet parallel. And imagine your feet has headlights of like the car, and the headlights are beaming forward, and so are your knees. You can bend your knees a little bit to check, okay? And so that you don't have those situations where your knees are off-centered from your toes or out and creates all these contortions. And then from your knees, you draw imaginary headlights of the car. They are beaming forward. And then from the knees to your hip, your pelvic bone here. So meaning draw a line here. So meaning your pelvis is not like tilted side. They are aligned, in line with your toes, with your knees, and with your pelvic bone right here. Now imagine there are another two headlights of your vehicle, and well, your body is the vehicle, and then they're beaming forward. Zoom! And then from here, you keep drawing to the shoulder. However, with the shoulder, we're going to draw the headlights on the side. So they are going to beam to the side, which opens up your shoulder. So they are not rotating. We don't want our shoulder to be beaming forward, then we will be like this, isn't it? So we want it to open and beam to the side. So we're going to trace this light to the east-west of our orientation. Okay? And continue, and you just draw this column, our column from the knees to the pelvic floor, pelvic bones, all the way to your head. So your head just float lightly above your neck there. So that again your head is not off-center this way. They're right inside of this column, this verticality. And be supple in your verticality. And I would like you to continue to run these lights. Just do a body scan of these lights. Remember the shoulder, you're going to beam to the side. Just continue to trace these lights to enhance. I would not say lock into this alignment, to enhance this awareness of alignment. Meanwhile, I'm going to see who else is at the door. Okay. Ooh, 3 more people. Dun, 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 dun. Great. Okay. So yes, it's very interesting, isn't it? So as you keep scanning, as you keep checking, you realize that that sensation of alignment could be a felt phenomenon, and it's not a static phenomenon. It's constantly, you just bring your awareness to it. And of course, do we move like this sometimes? Yes, we do. I mean, through creative expression, but you know, when you're off the center, you also know how to come back to the center. So for those who just got here, and those who was here, who are here, this is what we're doing. Let's just try it again. So have your feet parallel on the floor. So and imagine your toes have those fancy lights. They are going straight forward. And then now trace this to the knees. Your knees are parallel to, not parallel, they're lined up with your toes. And the knees, so meaning they're not out in here like this, not turn in or turn out. So the lights at your knee, and they're beaming forward, aligned with your toes. So see, the word alignment really is come to the true essence of it. And then we just rub our knees and drag this line to our pelvic bone here, right here. So imagine the lights are also going zoom there. So, and then as we trace upwards to our shoulder, as I was saying, the shoulder, instead of thinking the lights are beaming forward and sort of bring our shoulder inward, we want the shoulder light, imagine lights, to be beaming east-west to the side. So if you can just draw this, and you'll notice that you will be bringing your shoulder blade slightly together. And notice that your shoulder is just nice and loose, so that meaning you're not lifting your shoulder, and your arms just dangle there really freely. Just take even breath out. Whew, just, and just release that shoulder, but then yet open. And you'll notice your shoulder blade is a little closer to each other. Okay, so now the lights are there. And then now continue to trace the column. And you will have your head there. And now look at where your eyes are going. Your eyes just also look at the horizon. So your eyes are not going up, because if you're up, then you have little compression against your neck, around your neck area. So just eyes at the horizon. Bring your chin in a little bit. There we go. So make sure you're still breathing. Again, the idea of alignment is not a locked-in phenomenon. It's easy and simple and breathable, and yet full of dynamism there. Okay, so that's an exercise for checking your alignment. Now with this idea, let me just see who else is at the door. Just take a look. Oh yes, we have one more. Katerina is here. Okay, so now, if those of you who just got here, welcome to our autumn session, and I will be with you until the end of the December, and then Françoise will take over, and then so like that. We've all met before, so so you know what's this about. So that's good. Now what's this? Yeah, so that's an exercise for alignment. So I know many of you have started to have to do written work, particularly to describe exercises. So as I go through each exercise, I will put a little label there. This is an exercise for alignment. This is an exercise for this. So as you recall, you will have something to put them in your written work. So there, from that dynamic alignment, I would like you to put your hands at the base of your skull. I'm just going to turn around so you see it. By the way, those of you who just got in here, just be sure you also scan the floor. Just check things on the floor. You don't trip over, push the furniture to the furthest extent so that you have maximum space, okay? And just scan the floor. Adjust the camera angle a little bit so later on when I look at you, I have more information. Thank you. So now, put your hand at the base of your skull right here. Okay. And then just make contact with these spots and put your hand at your tailbone right here. So you just tap them a little bit. Just inform your body, hey, we're there. These are the 2 points now. And then it's like an information, just awakening this sensation. So what we're going to do is we are going to create C curve, letter C. So meaning, you can watch for a second. I would like you to sort of lift support it with your hand at the base of your skull, and just gently look up. Please do not force anything for these exercises, just very gentle. Gently look up, and you'll notice your mouth just gets slightly open, and then I want you to bring your tailbone curving back towards the back space. So you create like a C, very small curvy C, like you're curving, but support this. The reason is because so that you don't end up let your head fall. Just support your hand gently with the back of the skull and put your hand there. And so you can track and feel, ooh, my tailbone is pointing back and outwards. And my skull, now I'm looking up, lifting my chest, lifting my sternum. And you can open your mouth, it feels more natural actually. And then return to center. Tuck in your tailbone to the center. And then your eyes return back to the horizon. So I'll do it again. Gently lift up your sternum and looking upwards, and bring your tailbone pointing that way, forming a very small curve, a C curve. and return. Do it without force, with strenuous, do it without force and without strenuous effort, and keep it easy at your own speed. Okay, so you go on and try that. The C curve towards the back. It's beautiful to watch. Some of you, if you feel you don't feel the need of the support for this, that's also great. So what you need to do is it's actually nice that if you don't support it anymore, what you need to activate then is the sensation of your chest and your chin. This whole thing is one piece. Rather than the neck is one piece. If you think that neck is a joint piece, then the whole thing will flop over. But if you let it come from the sternum, your chest, and as one piece, and you're curving back, then you will be able to control that, not to let it flop back. All right. So you can try with the support of the hand or without the support of your hand. You may also, I saw some of you, you may also bend your knees slightly if you find it useful. Yes, keep your knees soft a little bit. As you do this, and if you bend your knee a little bit, you can feel more contact with the floor. And do not forget to return to the center and start again. Always return to the center and initiate again. Take a moment to start to wrap up with this series. Just gradually finish up, don't abruptly stop. Okay. Now, let me take a look, how are you doing? Alright. So now, we're gonna do the other side. So, with the alignment there, and again, keep your knees soft. If you need to bend them, that's fine. So we're going to do another C curve from the other side. We will be bringing the chin close to the chest, bring your belly button towards the spine, and then you tuck your tailbone forward, like this, and you may bend your knees, that's fine. In fact, it's very awkward without bending the knees, so do bend your knees, so you have a forward C curve. And then return to center, and then start again. Take a little space between each set and just start again. Slowly bring your chin towards your chest, melt your knees, bring your belly button towards the spine, tug in your tailbone, and then return. And then relax and start again. Just do about 2 more sets or 3, okay, on your own, in your own tempo. And if you are coming to a completion, just stand there so I know you're done. It's really nice to see some of you will instinctually start to accompany this movement. For example, with this, that also assists that. And you see, but the fact that even it looks like someone is moving the arm, you can feel the power is from the core. And so the goal of this exercise is actually to warm up gently with your spine. And above all, actually, my goal today was to develop an awareness between your the back of your skull, the head, and your core. So in upper body movement. And then the next part is it's always connected to the core, from the core to the toes. So that here to here, here to here. Okay, so that's the objective of today's warm-up exercise. The first exercise was the alignment, and this exercise is about the spine and about the awareness of moving from the core, connection to the core. Connection to the core, the engine sending to here, the engine sending to the toes. Now let's work on the connection of the core, the tailbone, the core, and our toes. So infinity sign, it's like a figure 8, right? Figure 8. It just paint 8, number 8 in the air, just to, instead of intellectualize it, you just have an experience of that shape. It feels like this. Okay, we have a figure 8. So what we're gonna do is, just put your hand at your belly button and your tailbone. And your feet doesn't have to be like parallel anymore. You can take a stance of your comfort. Spread out a little bit as you like. I would like you to have one toe, just draw the figure 8 on the floor. Just 8, tracing 8, like on the beach sand. And I would like your eyes to keep gazing at the horizon, so they're not looking down, looking up, but just the horizon. You may bend your supporting leg a little bit, but as you put your hand at your belly button, you really feel it's the whole leg. You feel the movement of the lower back that is doing that. So that whole leg is activated, connected to the core. Can you take a moment to try that for one side? So keeping the supporting leg supple, slightly bend, and both hands at the core, the belly, and the tailbone, and just trace 8. Okay. That's great. And if I ask you to now lift up your leg, foot, and shake out the sand, this exercise becomes what? I cannot hear you or see you. It will become a balance exercise, right? You are balancing. So again, this is awareness of the core, and then if I add one movement and say, oh, that's added. Shake out the sand everywhere. Shake the sand forward, side, and all this. Then you're creating to challenge the balance. Okay, so let's try the other side. So, by the way, putting your hand at your belly and the lower back is not absolutely necessary for this exercise to do this. It's just for you to notice, wow, when I do that, my lower back is actually engaged, and just to send an awareness to your mind that, okay, I am using my whole leg, which is important when we do rhythmic work. People tend to stack all these little notes with their toes, but then they forgot the whole leg need to be used. Okay, so let's try the other side. One hand there, and then, so again, check your gaze. They are at the horizon, so your head is just in good alignment, and you are tracing figure 8 at the sand. Don't do it too fast. Just really feel the curves from this way to the other way, and keep your supporting leg supple, and bend it slightly would help you. If it gets a little sore, a little bit, on your supporting leg, you can just straighten it and shake out the sand. Shake, shake, shake. Yes. Okay, so this is a way to kind of notice that initiating figure 8 with the toe contact on the floor, and noticing, being aware that it comes from your core. Let's try the opposite. We will draw figure 8 with your core. You will paint 8 with your belly button, your tailbone. But I would like you to feel your toes having a nice contact and grip towards, imagine the beach sand, the sand of the beach. You're making footprints in there. And really feel the connection of the floor as you draw figure 8 with your, and put your hand on the front and back of your core, and really feel, whoa, I am creating these curves. You may draw figure 8 in the horizontal fashion. You may also draw figure 8 in the front and back fashion. So going front and back, or you can do sideways. Switching around as you desire. Okay, let me take a look. Just keep going. And again, don't force anything, just it's a very gentle movement, and just to develop an awareness of, okay, I'm activating the core, and okay. Alright, and now, what's next? Okay, so I would like you to combine both. You can do figure 8 with your belly button and your lower, from your core, or you can do figure 8 with the toes, and you feel free to just kind of switching around and play with that in a room and moving around. So it's very, very circular. You may want to paint it with your hand, why not, if you feel drawn to it. My body feels now very warm. I don't know about yours. As you do this, check your eyes. They don't have to always be at a horizon all the time. Experiment. If you're going this way, your eyes looking this way, and then as you move, your eyes follow the curve where it's going. You know, so that your whole entire, upper torso now will be engaged. The moment you let your eyes participate with your upper torso participate, you also induce a figure 8 in the upper torso, lower torso, the center. Okay, let me see. So you feel free to move around in different parts of the room, not in front of the camera. If I'm just watching, so continue to move, continue, I'm just watching. Some of you have your favorite. Some of you really favors a lot of the lower part. Some of you really favors the upper part. So remember to switch it around so that, so that you really develop this flexibility and this engagement of from the core, but then you have the upper part that you can bend, you can round, you can do figure 8 with your eyes and nose and the tailbone together. And you can also do the lower part. Some of you favors the lower part, then also let the upper part participate, vice versa. Okay? We'll just give a little bit, half a minute go, 20 seconds go. So just to go around like that. So gradually come to a just restful, just calm position. Just you've done this exploration. So we will try to carry this idea throughout our class today in the Eurythmics. When you are moving variety of rhythmic patterns, it looks like it's our feet stepping the rhythm, but do not forget it all comes from the center. Or if you're moving certain gesture with your hand, remember that it's connected to here, so let it come from here first, and the arm, this is just an extension of your core, instead of just kind of moving the arms. Does it make sense? Like, see, you can see the difference when we're just moving the arms, versus moving the arm with a core engagement. That's immediately, it has more, how to say, it's more embodied, right? Okay, so now, in the next activity, I will play some rhythms, different rhythms, and in different ways. You just follow, listen to describe this rhythm in your movement. Find the texture, the energy, the strength, the softness, the articulation, in all parts of the body, in different places of the floor. Now at home you have a wall, like you can use the wall, you can use the floor, you can move in whatever way you like for that rhythm that you hear. Alright, so enjoy. Here we go. Okay. So I kind of hold on. Let me just switch camera view. I kind of just give you some of the rhythms we'll be working on today, but in this just have an overview. In this 6 classes, I will try to incorporate as many requirements as possible for both the certificate intermediate level. There are certain similarities and there are differences. And so as I go, just like the warm-up exercises, I will articulate, oh, this is the exercise is good for alignment, this exercise is good for writing about balance, blah, blah, blah. I will also specify, oh, this task, if you are aiming for certificate exam, you need to take heart to this, or this part for the intermediate students, if you're aiming for this exam, you needed to, so that you're clear, because you're all in different places. Okay, so just now those rhythm elements are what we'll be working on today. I would like you to step forward each pulse for 1 measure, and back for another measure. You've done that many times. And your hands will be clapping the rhythm I give you. Okay? So this is the measure. You step forward. Here's the rhythm. Here we go. You don't have to go forward, backward anymore. You can change direction at first beat. I would like you to clap the rhythm, not conduct. Clap, 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 yes. It's simple enough. So we're in measure 4/4. It's 4 beats forward, 4 beats backwards, and you have this rhythm, bum, 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 a dotted quarter and eighth. Okay. So now I would like you to actually conduct now. Conducting big, large arm beat 4/4. Sorry, I'm not doing large because I have to fit in the screen. So okay, large arm beat. Okay, so large arm beats in space. And I would like you to, now that segment is dotted quarter and an eighth. Bum, bum. Step the quarters, the beats. When I say hop, you will replace the next 2 beats with bum, bum. All right? Carol is like, what do you mean? No problem. That's very good. No, that's okay. That's okay. I will demonstrate. Okay. So, for example, you are walking the beats, conducting. Ba, ba, bee, bee, ba, ba, bee, hop, bee, 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 bum. Ba, ba, bee, bee, hop, ba, 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 ba. For example, you just replace the next 2 beats. Instead of stepping the quarter, 2 quarters, you replace with dotted quarter and eighth. So we'll replace with that when I say hop for the next 2 beats. Let's try it, because then you will, let's just Is it more clear, everybody? Okay, okay.
It's not super clear for me. Maybe I don't know why. I'm just gonna watch for a second and then go back.
It's not super clear for you. Okay, so currently we replace the two beats with the dotted quarter and an eighth notes. When I say hop, the next two beats, obviously not at the same time with the hop. And then you return back to stepping quarter right away.
So we step quarters, but there
Yes,
is a
all the time until I say hop, and you'll replace the two beats with the dotted quarter and an
okay.
eighth.
Do we go walk back or do we just walk forward? Right.
You just walk forward because now you have the arm beats to tell you
Okay.
to inform you where the measure is. You're conducting info for.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, Anne. I give you introduction. Have you your arms ready? Hop, 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 hop. I made a mistake there. Sorry about that. Hop, 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 hop. How was that experience? Yes, okay. Who got confused? Please tell me. Okay. I want to tell you, it's very. Last week we had our Toronto in person class. I tell you, it's so different from online. I really don't see as much because the person passed by, you really feel their body and their weight and the air that's stirred up by their movement. And I realize as rhythmicians, when we follow the students, we don't just see them, but we feel them in so many different levels. And so I would rely on your more of your verbal feedback. So tell me, how did it go for you? Yes, Carol.
Um, I initially I was thinking that it was a 4 beat pattern, and the dotted quarter was always on beat one. But I realized then, and so when you gave me the hop, I waited till the next beat group of four. But I realized then that it could come on any beat, really.
I only really have three choices if I want to stay in one measure. So what are the three choices, right? So either, yeah, okay. So you know. So yes, okay, Claire.
Yeah, a little bit similar to Carol is at first I was thinking, okay, as we got into it, I thought it's a full quarter after you say hop. Because sometimes I wanted to do an eighth after, but it's like, no, I have to wait till it's a full quarter after you say hop, hop. Because then I was listening to the piano and I thought I'm before the piano, little thingy. So it was just figuring out the time frame between when you said hop and when we make the difference.
It's at the next beat. Yeah, you react at a very next beat. And also, my melody is supporting you. I'm actually playing exactly what you have to step, anyways. So yes, for sure, for sure. Yes, Fei Fan.
So I realized when I was stepping, especially when if the dotted rhythm happens right in the middle of the measure, my body just freeze. It it feels like I'm walking and my energy goes like this. It's like stop and then it goes on. So how do you make the flow continuous? Like Like it's
What,
whatever.
what's the opposite of freeze? Find a
Move.
verb. Move through. Dum bum bum bum. So, okay, we're gonna work on each one now. So now you understand like what's happening. So let's practice each one. When this rhythm happens on beat 1, and we'll do it when this rhythm happens on beat 2, when people tend to freeze. It's like, I wanted to go, but I can't go. And then when this rhythm happens from beat 3. Beat 3 and beat 1 is easiest because it's very symmetrically, equally proportioned. Okay, let's try that. So I would like you to let's do the easy one first, happening on beat 1. Bum ba beam bum. Could you step that? Here we go. Give you 2 bars of introduction with arm beats. And okay, that's easy. Let's just address the easy one first, but you coordinate really well. So here you can fine tune several things, and in terms of quality, just when you conduct, it's be sure your beat 2 when you go down, beat 1 when you go down, don't let it sway all the way out there. Stay around your pelvic area, this right here. So instead of let it swing all the way out, so instead of pum, because then that's extra effort to bring back to the second beat. Okay, so just sort of stay in the front, in this close to your body. Most of you are fine with that actually. Now the other one is the tendency I saw a little bit was the at the 8th notes, try not to hop. Don't do bum bum bum. It's a little jump. Try to find a forward going line. Bum bum bum. If you bring your back foot forward, you will be in time for that 8th notes. So you hear, and you can maintain a legato line. So so bring forward, make that transfer really smooth. What else? That's about it. No, but it's by the way, you don't have to go forward, backward anymore. You can just find your path because the room is quite large. You can find your circular pathways, forward, side, as you like. Okay, let's do the second one. The second one you have ba ba dee dee bum bum ba bum. Can you actually paint it with your hand to find out how does that rhythm flows? Ready? I'll sing it and you paint it. Ready? And bum ba dee dee ba ba dee dee ba ba dee dee da dee dee dee. Now paint it and also step with your feet. Remember the center and our spine, so do everything. Here we go. Bum ba bee bee bum ba bee bee ba ba dee 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 da ba bum. I hope you now, because of this painting idea, you find a flow in your body as you move through this longer duration. It felt a little syncopated too. It's bum, 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 bum. The weak beat of the 4/4 got lengthened. Okay, so think of lengthening your steps, lengthening your presence. So now let's add arm beats with this idea of lengthening, moving through. So are you ready? Let's do it together. And ba 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 ba. Okay, so so here you probably would notice your arm beat, the third beat has to happen first, and then your feet comes later. So that little spots, just find ease at it. Let's try it again. And be, ba, 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 be, ba, 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 bum. How is it now? Let me just come to the screen. It does it feel more with more flow and less freezy? Freezy. Okay, these yes, Carol.
That for me will just take practice again. But one thing that I was never sure of, when you say the beat on which you say hop, we wait a quarter after that and step and then do the dotted rhythm.
For example, if I say hop on the first beat, you step that from the second beat.
So it would be step, 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 step. If you said, okay.
Or if I say on the fourth beat, you will step this rhythm from the first beat.
Right, okay, got it.
Yeah, we tend to do the reaction, the beat later. A half beat later is very cruel. It's a little cruel. It's possible to sometimes we play with that, but it's very soon. But this is a very forgiving rhythm. It's a very lengthening rhythm. We have more rhythm to come back. So I'm just gonna play for you to with music. You do this rhythm. All right, here we go. Oh no. You know what? I'm going to go back to the reaction game just to for you to practice that, to hear a response and then being able to maintain the flow without freezing up. Okay, so you ready? Here we go. Hop. 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 Fine, yes. I would recommend you to if you get a video back again, you can follow the video and just to exercise. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but you just pick the segment you like and just like there's the live music for you to accompany and just to practice. Okay. Now let's try the second rhythm. Go back to walking. 4-step. That's whenever we're discovering the next set of rhythm, just go back to forward 4-step, back 4, and then clap the rhythm. You'll see what that rhythm is. Here we go. So. Here we go. Are you ready? Okay, so it's our famous syncopated rhythm, syncope, yup. That would be the eighth. Oh, this is so clumsy to say. Eighth quarter. Eighth. Dun, dun. Okay, so just for your visual reference, last week we had a very interesting classes of in-person classes of wiring the visual, the experiential, the hearing, and things like this. So I understand, like, it's a very important thing. In classrooms, we have many type of learners: visual learners, auditory learners, movement learners, experiential learners. The other rhythm is now this. Okay. Before we go to the game of when I say hop, you'll replace the next two beats with that. Let's systematize it. It's a systematization exercise where let's systematically put this from beat 1. How's that? And we'll practice with beat 2, and we practice with beat 3, from beat 3 and just with arm beats, and see how that feels, and then we can do a reaction exercise. How's that? We'll reverse it. Okay? So let's put this on the first beat. So ba 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 boom boom as your rhythm. So have your conducting ready. Here we go and that's an interesting one to coordinate, isn't it? Ba bum ba bum ba. Let's slow down a little bit so that it creates like an imprint in your body memory of when does that foot do this, where does the hand do this, and how do you create a synergy flow together between hand and feet. Okay, let's not do it fast now. Even slower than the music adjusted. I see some of you just play and sometimes it's like, what, like this. So, ready, and here we go. Ba bum, ba bum, bum, ya bum. Hand, feet, hand, together. Ba bum, hand, feet, together. Yes. Da, dim, bum, bum, bum. That's it. And now, start to remember our warm-up exercise where you do it with from your core and your whole leg. Ta, ta, ta. Without an arm now. Dance to it. Bum, 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 bum. Dee, dum, bum, bum, bum. Find a weight shift. Weight shift at the arm. Be bum, hand, bum, bum, bum. Dee, dee. Bum, bum, bum. Continue like this with music. It's actually very dynamic on the whole body actually. So it's not just like I am moving my arms, I'm trying to step and survive here. It's that there's a whole synergetic interaction between this, and then this. Okay, let's try it from the second beat. Bum, beat, bum, bum. Could you dance to that? Let's move to it without an arm, just to find that flow, and then we will add an arm. Ready, here we go. Bum, ba-dum, bim, bim, bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum, ba-da-dee-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-ba-da-dee-dee, da, da-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-bum. Okay, this is a fun one to do actually. I will play for you to just kind of dance to it and we'll add arm beats, right? Okay. Just dance to this rhythm without conducting. Alright, I think we're ready to add arm beats. So as you dance to it, you notice like there's this downs and ups and the spiral, subtle curve, and when you push up off the floor, there's a suspension, all these delicious, wonderful things that you can feel in the body without thinking too hard what to coordinate with your hand, with your arms. So now let's add the arms. Bum, ba, bum. Bum. So remember the third beat, you really have to, okay, here's the hand, and there's a foot in between. Okay, ready, and bim, ba, bum, ba, bum, bim, ba, bum, ba, bum, bum, bim, bim, ba, bum, cha, 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 ba, bum. Okay, so try not to do this, a very brainy thing. Let me try to figure out, okay, my hand and feet. You lose all the wonderful engagement with your whole core. So that's coordinated with arm beats with the piano. Are you ready? And all right. Yes. Okay. So, hold on a second. I will not go on with the reaction, but ideally if we have all the time, because I have many other things I need to cover. So ideally I would go on with the reaction because you needed to develop this reflexes to, oh, now I do this, and you change at will. Okay. Oh no, we didn't do the third one. It's more important than the reaction, actually. Putting it on the third beat. Bum, bum, ba, bum, dee-yum, bum, be-dum, dee-dum, dum, dee-yum. And you can notice when it's placed in different places, it creates a different dynamism. I want you to do the third one, and you tell me how is it different from the first or versus the second. Okay, so let's do from the third beat. Bum, bum, be-yum, dee-yum, bum, bum, bum. Here we go. what can you tell me about the last eighth in the measure? What kind of sensation does it have? Bum, bum, biyum, bayum, bum. Yes, it's very anacrusic. Da, 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 diyum. It sent us into the downbeat because of the location. It suddenly serves having a different character. Okay, so the location itself also contributes a lot to the characterization, to the shape, energy shape of the measure. Okay. Thank you, Feifan, for telling us that you felt froze. Because we experiment ways to induce and to stimulate flow and physical solutions. And same thing when we play. If you play these for your improvisation, you have to find ways to, like, how do I use my hand to create this dynamism? Where do I lift? Where do I put more weight? Where to go a little lighter in order to induce these feelings, musical sensations in the hearing? Okay, yes, Rachel, yes.
I found it depending on the conducting movement, whether it's going down, like the first bit, because we have a different hand motion, and when we go out and come back, the timing to go out and come back is not at the same as down and up feels. So then, like my feet, like conducting has to be happens between, and then feet going. It's different in the first and the second bit when we go up and down and then like out, and so like that's kind of coordination is a little bit challenging, I found.
Yeah, yes. I will tell you, if you're not used to doing it today, we all had a break from summer courses during so you it's like really practicing an instrument. If you practice tomorrow and the day after, just 3 days in a row, you will find it easy. You will find it easier. It needs to be repeated, actually. It needs to be repeated. And so, but with one goal in mind, that maintain the ease and flow. Do not practice the feeling of being stuck, because you can do 100 times, you become very good at practicing being stuck. So if you feel stuck, I say, well, what else can I do to make my body a little bit looser? What can I do? Maybe use my whole leg. Maybe I go towards a direction. Maybe go towards the window, going so I don't step in the same spot. Using movement to take you forward, or I slow down more and finding this flow between the ictus of the beats, so that my hand and feet can be really harmonized together. And then then you will be having a very productive practice. But if you do this just even one more day tomorrow, you will see like it's easier.
Okay.
It really is, like, yes. But it's not that it was not achievable for you, isn't it?
It's just intellectually understand, but then when I go out and then the come back between the beat and then go to the step with the half, like, so it's like having the time to full length of the quarter note and then the half note. It's kind of like you have 3 actions between those
We
segments.
don't
Like you have
we
beat
don't
and
have
everything.
half notes, actually. We have bum,
Like
bum.
the 8th note segment. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, half of yes, like the hand feet, right? Hand
Yes.
feet.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's very short period of time that need to coordinate.
The other idea you could try is having a little bit crisp. I don't know. Claire can clarify with me. I come up with the idea of crispier ictus. Make your ictus more crispy. I don't know. I just come up with this idea. Instead of thinking your ictus is very like undefined, melty, but no, or sorry, like crunchy and crispy ictus. So you make a point here, da da, in between.
Okay.
Yep, that sounds good.
So we can say crispy ictus.
Oh,
You can say a more clear ictus, sharper ictus, but yeah, crispy works.
okay, sharper, sharper ictus. Okay, okay. All right. So I know you do repeat these exercises so that you just systematize it, coordinate, and then put in 3 different places. I'm gonna give you the third rhythm. The third rhythm. Um, the third
Thank
rhythm.
you, Changfeng. I'll
Oh,
go now, but
yes,
I
yes,
will
yes.
watch the video. I will watch the video.
Yes, yes. Wish you a very good day. She has to
Thank
leave now.
you.
Bye bye, bye bye. Okay, the next rhythm. Let's go quite slowly, like a lullaby. Are you ready? Just step the pulse and find what's the next rhythm. Are you able to step this now? Just step this. Now, could you add arm beats with this? And okay, could you tell me what is it? Oh, no, no, no. Yes, I meant to have in 4/4, but because of I kept repeating this rhythm, so it sounds like 2/4. Yes, yes, no, no, no. If I had, you see, the identity of the meter is very tricky. If you just focus on the 2-beat pattern, it's gonna sound like 2/4. So bum ba ba bee ba bum. What is this little rhythm cell? Yum ba ba bee bee ba bim ba 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 bim. Could you write that down? Yes, Claire.
Was that 8 2/16 and triplet?
Yes, yes. Yep.
8 triplet.
Triplet.
Yeah.
I will tell you what I wanted to do, but I will not do, is to do the same plan of having you react to on the first and second and third beat, but I will not do the reaction portion. I will just have you practice it. Now we're gonna put in 4/4, and could you listen to this rhythm and coordinate with arm beats? And so the first rhythm is this. Could you step this rhythm? Make a contrast in your body movement. What quality does triplets have? Next rhythm. my bad. I did. Okay, the next one we're gonna put in beat 3 and my bad. Here we go. Okay. So again, I just play it like that. So when you go back to watch the video, you can practice with the music that I played. Okay, so that you can do your little daily, if not daily, sorry, but if you have time, like during the week, during the 2 weeks, you go review and step these rhythm with the music you hear. I play at a very agreeable speed. Okay, so I just wanted to summarize a little bit what we, hold on, share screen, here we go. So that's a little bit of the theme today. So we have these three rhythms. And we put it in from replacing beat 1 and 2, replacing beat 2 and 3, replacing with beat 3 and 4. That's what we did. And above all, we were less so for the last rhythm because of time, but the first two we worked on how to unblock it so that it's freeze. So by discovering the character of that rhythm, depending on which spot of the measure it's on, okay? So by finding character, it actually just brings a lot of musicality to your stepping, rather than just try to step many note values, but you find the dynamism. Either it's anacrusic, or is it syncopated, or is kind of accentuated on the first beat and then metacrusically channel through the rest of the measure. So it's more, that's actually more close to the heart of the rhythmic flow. And then we work on the coordination of this. So now, this is the little summary of that. And now I would like to go on to the next part. This, I will have you see it. For the certificate students, for your rhythmic exam, you will be given something like this 2 weeks in advance. And you will be stepping this, switching hand and feet from one to the other every 4 times. So 4 plus 4 every 2 times, and once each, bar by bar, like that. So for example, 4 times the first measure, 4 times the second measure, and 2 times first measure, 2 times second measure, and 1 time each, like that. So that's what we're gonna do now. So you can take a look at this. So let's do the first one first. I know this is a little anti-Dalcrozian. Often we want to have experience before we see the symbols, but I am formulating the experience where you would receive this 2 weeks before, and you actually be seeing it first. So you see it now. And also with polyrhythm, I think sometimes if you're a piano player, you see this, it's a little bit easier to wrap your head around the head, wrap this around the head, right? It's like, oh okay. So you can take a moment to write this down, okay? Take a moment to write this down. So that's and this will be your actual something to practice during the 2 weeks, and we will follow up next time. Yes.
And could you send this to us? We'll write it down now, but could you send me the page?
I will. I have a bunch of things ready to send out. Yes, I will be doing that. Yes. So it's just
And
right. Yeah.
and
Someone.
we'll be getting video again too, won't we?
Yes, you will be getting video for sure. Yes, so that's why this time, I think this session, I will plan to deliver the music to you as we practice in a way that it's repeatable for you in the video. Does it make sense? Like as if it's an
Yes.
extra segment. Yes, so you can use it to practice together. Okay. So no. Okay. So now, if you have it written down, I'm gonna close the screen. Doop. We will do the first part first. The first measure. Just only the first measure, just to practice the polyrhythm between hand and feet. Let's start. Let's do only the hand. Clap the hand with of this. Clap the line. Da 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 da. Could you shape that in space? Shape that through the space. Now only the feet. Finding that from the core. Da da from the core. And cha cha whole leg and da 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 da. Ba ya ba 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 ba. Add the hand. How was it? Yay! Excellent. Well, I didn't throw you to play to do two parts at the same time, did I? I made you just make sure you do the hand. But what we do is the thing is this, I share this with you because you will eventually become a Dao course teacher, like, you know, and you're going to use this. But what you need to establish in your students is a bodily sensation of a rhythm first. That's actually more important than the actual dicey accuracy. Like, how does it feel like? How does it move? And now try one part, and then you put it together, and it's fine. So that's important. So let's do the same for the other way around. Can you clap the hand to find the character of boom boing boom boom beep boom 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 boom? Clap like you're stretching elastic band or something. Ready, hand. And the feet, ready? Just the feet. Take it to go somewhere. Travel across the floor and go somewhere. Going to the sofa. Going to the mirror. Going to the door and going through the window. No, don't go through the window, sorry. Going through the yeah, you know what I mean. Going to the sofa. Yes. Now add a hand and Okay, so you have this to practice. You just do it 4, 4, 2, 2, and 1, 1, 1, 1 on your own. All right, all right, all right. Very, very well. So I'm take a quick drink of water. We're gonna change scene now. I'm gonna go on to the improvisation. Do you have any question before we move on? Okay, 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 okay. So now, if you can be by your piano, that would be great. Okay. By your piano there now. This is your ostinato of the day. We're in C minor. C as in caterpillar C. CTC. Natural minor descending and up. Boom, 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 boom. Bam, bum, bum, boom, boom. Dia. Your voice, you can just improvise in C minor, la la la, any melody. I give you an example. Da 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 etc etc. All right, so yourself, you give it a go. I will just play this, and you play along with me, and you sing an independent melody on top of it. La la la. All right, all right. I hope you have a little go with that. Yes, Carol, you're patting your heart. What happened? Okay, okay, okay. So let's see. We have a big group, so I mean, my also another objective is that I would hope that every one of you will get to do something during the lesson. So we will have some people try this, and another person do something else, and you all get to do something. So let's start with Rachel. Can you play this and sing your Freudian melody on top? Just la 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 la. Let's see how it goes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. And then let's have Carol. Carol, give it a go. And very good. Carol, can you continue with this? But I want your right hand to pretend you're playing, mimicking your voice. Da 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 da. Your hand is moving in the air, but your left hand is doing that. Okay? So with your voice and the hand, just general, doesn't have to be, but just moving different rhythm while your left hand doing that same rhythm.
But I'm still singing?
Yes, still singing. So your hand and voice is doing together.
La 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 la
Nice. That's it. Now get a little bit more specific. Can you actually, if you do la 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 la, can you do make your finger move? Do 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 do, like you're playing piano in the air.
La 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 la.
Yes, that's it. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. So it's just to train your two different rhythm on two different sides of the body. Okay, and then you can develop this polyphonic texture. Now, Joy, your turn. Can you try that idea? Okay, fine. Joy, can you really sing out so as if your sound is like a blanket going to envelope us, just to keep us warm with your voice. Okay, sing out, sing out. There you go. Okay, okay. Thank you. I think then it's the audio, your audio. It's not you. Sorry about that, because sometimes on the Zoom, if the audio is not, then it's. But
Is it very quiet? The volume is low.
yeah, we couldn't hear your voice. I couldn't. I don't know about you.
Oh, I can hear you. I don't know why. Okay,
Can
I
you
will.
hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you very
Oh,
low.
now we hear you fine. That's interesting.
Maybe I get closer.
Okay, one last little go. Let's hear it. Yes.
Okay. Can you hear?
Oh, yes.
La, 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 la,
Yes, Joy, I think it's your original sound. You need to turn it on.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. And then we will be able to. Okay, but that's good. I can hear that. So now, I would encourage you to be more adventurous with. Ba da 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 dee da 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 in between. So actually, it applies to all of you. Just to think about, maybe you don't have to sing right on the pitch. You can go in between the ostinato. You can use different subdivision articulations. And Veronica, here we go. Yes, and try not to duplicate your ostinato if it's
Okay.
so you have to do something completely different. Instead of ba 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 ba,
Okay.
then you would be doing the same. You have to do something different.
Yes. Was I duplicating only the rhythm, or did I duplicate the notes all the time? I was trying not to duplicate the notes. Did I duplicate the notes a lot?
Also duplicate. No, what I mean is also not to duplicate the rhythm. As
Okay,
well.
good.
Both,
Okay, great.
both applies. Yes, yes. But no problem. So this is just the rest of you. We're gonna have you another go in the next round. So now with this, I would like you to now with your hand and start to play another melody on top. You know, you make up your own. But I want to, before you go on, this is ba 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 but it itself, I did not impose any articulation. That said, you could really do many things. You can do, you can do, you can do, you can do many things. You can do double octave. You can do change register. You know, change in the, but you cannot change the pitch. You cannot change the rhythm. You may change the register, articulation, dynamism. Okay, have fun. Give it a go. Okay, just give it. Let's listen to some people. This is just your draft, so don't worry if it's like, oh, you're trying to coordinate. You're gonna have this 2 weeks to work on it. So let's listen to Claire. Just see a little bit what you come up with.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes. Fei Fan. Here we go, Fei Fan. And then we're gonna have Katerina after Fei Fan. So Katerina, you can also unmute yourself when Fei Fan finish. You can carry on. And yeah. Your turn, yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for those all of you to share something that the first draft. So you can see there are it is really a fun task to do. So and you also notice the tendencies, the danger of it. For example, the wanting to duplicate the ostinato or not being able to keep the ostinato. So it's you have to really find that. Stay with this. Do not change that and keep it all the time. And you can, as Katerina actually applied, I think you change texture, you're adding pedal, double the octave, you can change textures, and you can add a little coda. That's no problem. That's a very musical thing to do, right? And Dan, you also add a little intro, just a short little intro. But then Dan, you have to remember to keep not to change it. And so that it's a balance of being very free in one side and the other side being very stable and being very free. Okay, so that's, I will leave you to enjoy this creation. And please, when you practice improvisation, it's not to practice, to memorize. And so you can show something next time. It's more like you practice to discover, to explore the possibilities, and in itself is very fun. It's like doing like an antique shopping or garage sale shopping. You see, ooh, you walk down, so oh, I see this treasure. Ooh, I like to put it in my pocket here. Let's see. And you keep meandering. You try. What you're doing is you develop your relationship with your own creative spirit, your own capacity to invent, to discover, to find toolbox, and to be able to be in the state of spontaneity, so that when you actually play again for someone or something, you have all these toolbox to pull through and to be responsive at the moment. Does it make sense? It's more like you're really practicing that sense. It's a sense that you're practicing with the particular vocabulary, and you discover, oh, I really like this move. Oh, I kind of like this move, but it's not very comfortable yet. Let's see. And you do it at your own leisure, and it's really quite fun. And then when the time comes, it's like, okay, I have this, I have that. Let me do it like that, right? It's like a how to say this? A unfolding of your innate automatism, if you will, something you've accumulated that you're able to just do. And that you have to sort of almost at daily, if not daily, like put in a little, nourish that a little bit. Okay, so that's one idea for you to do this week. And the next one is, I will show you and I will also email you this document as well. So it's 2 note values for you. Let me see, where is it? Oh, not this one. Here we go. This one. So the first one, we did that already just now. Melodic ostinato. And for the certificate level improv exam, you'll be given this 2 weeks in advance, and you have to be done on the piano. And the next one, I would. I won't go over today because you've all done this in the past. Having an ostinato either on the piano or as a body percussion or a percussive instrument, and you will improvise a free melody on top of it without duplicating the ostinato. So I will leave you alone about this, so you can prepare this for next time, and you've done this in the past. Now the next one is a little new for some of you. Again, this is for the certificate level improv exam. Will be given on the spot. We will give it we'll tell you what are the 2 note values. So for today, that we're going to practice, for this 2 weeks, and today we're going to practice this particular rhythm, the dotted quarter and versus 3/8. Okay? One hand, right hand for now is that, and left hand is the 3/8, and you will switch. But when you switch, you have to also say something when you switch, either change or hop, etc. You have to give a verbal signal, like in the rhythmic lessons. Okay, so that's something. So for now, I would like you to, this task, I'm going to ask you to use whole tone scale. Whole tone scale. or either one you like, but I give you an example. Say you have this. Change. 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 And etc. You have to say change or say hop, and then you will change part between hands. Okay, so do you have any question about this before I have you give it a little try? Okay, if not, so this is the one. I'm going to close the screen. Okay, so off you go to play, and using Hotong scale for now, and see if you if you find saying change is a lot, just too much, just focus on one at a time. Maybe focus 3/8 notes in one hand and dotted quarter note in other hand, and just make music. It's more important to create music, and then we can put 2 and 2 together. Okay, so you have a little go now. Pause for a second. So I'm as you probably have noticed, when you're using Hotong scale, while you could get away without thinking too hard about counterpoint and harmony and all this, I do it on purpose so that you don't have to worry about this. But the Hotong scale itself requires organization, isn't it? Otherwise, it's really just all over the place. So you have to find ways to organize your 3/8 notes. 3/8 notes, it's so general, right? You can think it like this. You can think of this. You can think of this. Oh, there are many textures, so you can choose all the options. And then now with even a long note, you can organize them. Perhaps maybe you can repeat. Using the idea of repetition, contrast, using sequence, those ideas to help you to organize, or transposition, for the Hotong scale. So I give you a little go again, and we will listen to someone. Okay, so Katerina.
Can I ask you about this kind of scale? I didn't understand.
Hotong scale. Hotong scale means the scale made of whole steps. For example, do, re, mi, fa dièse, so dièse, la. Yeah. Or yes.
I thought it's the name of composer Holton. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Sorry. Yeah, whole tone. Yes. All right, so let's see. Carol, can you give us a little example of what sort of things you've come up?
First draft.
Okay, are you going to say the signal or no? Just try one part, or you're going to do it all, or?
I'm going to try the signal.
Okay, saying the signal. Okay, here we go.
that, yeah, I have to just get used to that, where the notes are in the scale.
Make it easy for yourself. It's more of the other aspect, aside from organizing in different pattern and different shape of the melody, you know. I haven't changed. That is fine, like this. It doesn't have to be very complicated. But aside from the melodic shape, you could organize. It's for everyone. You can also think about how it moves. Is it going forward and back, or same place, other place, maybe? It has a different feel, right? And all is valid. So also consider how, like the dynamism or the articulation. You can think of the. You know, with the little staccato, tenutos, and then all legato, you can add the phrases. Okay, and when you say this is actually also for everyone too. Like saying changes, you can see it's actually not easy because you're playing and you have to suddenly say something. Try to say change at the symmetrical places every 2 or every 4, just so that your phrase is well intact. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's for the sake of the phrasing, actually. I think the first change you got it after 8. You did it at 8. And then the next one, I think you there's a point I felt you wanted to say change, did you? Yes, you were like, it didn't happen. Okay, that happens to all the rhythmic teacher. It happened to all of us. Like, okay, next time I have to wait for another phrase, you know. So and you know, so with practice, But I would recommend. Thank you, Kara, for your beautiful example. Actually, there was some very interesting things. One point you were adventurous. You went meandering up to the tree. Something like that. You went over and back, right? So I would recommend you actually to take one part only, just to practice what kind of shape you like. For maybe one hand is. I'm sorry, I keep being high because my screen is here, so I keep leaning over this side. I use the whole piano actually. Just practice that kind of configure, and then practice the other way around without saying change. Just practice the other, you know. Etc. And keep it simple and clear with the design. That's all. You don't have to make you don't have to change different design every single time, in other words. And that brings a lot of cohesion to so it's not like you have to do different type of design. But practice, you just discover your musical possibility in each configuration. And when you put it together, you will find, oh, I'm just using this, using that. Okay. Yes. So organize your changes with every 2 or every 4 or every 8 to start, and later on we can play with when to say change like that. Okay. So another person to give us a try, just to show a little bit what you have without or with saying the words, the change or switch. Veronica, you're looking at us. Veronica, would you like to go?
Sure. So, Jensen, just be sure, when you said every 2 or 4, did you mean measures or beats?
Every
Like
2 sets of it. Two sets of let's say that's one set. So
Okay.
change.
Okay. So I'll try it with saying that.
Every 8, yes.
Okay.
Veronica, actually for this, would you actually turn on your original sound just to check if it's on?
Okay, my sound's on. Can you hear me okay?
Well, yeah, your voice will be always fine. It's just an instrument. Play something that's here.
Can you?
It's a little better. Yeah. Now let's try that. No, I'm
That's
not
the
saying
best.
turning up the volume. I'm saying original sound on your top left corner screen.
Oh,
Original.
top left corner screen.
You see that?
No, I don't see that. So I'll sort it out for next time, though.
Okay, no problem.
You
Now look
you
at
can't
your-
hear the piano, is that right? You cannot hear the piano?
I can. It's just very choppy because it chops off.
Okay, I'll try and fix that.
No
And I'll
problem.
just tell you, I'm almost out of battery, and so it might cut out. But we're
Okay.
close to the end. I don't want to take the time to run get my thing. Okay,
No
so
problem. No problem.
sorry. Change. 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 Okay, I got a little confused there at the end, but
Okay, you know what? I think you're all music teachers. Do you have the experience where sometimes before your student plays something, they don't have to play it. You can already hear how they're gonna play.
yes.
I don't know, but I couldn't really hear everything, but I kind of know what's going on.
Yes.
It's a very okay. What happened is that I think it's a similar situation where you are comfortable. It seems like you're comfortable to say change, and you will be able to change parts. That's good. Now you need to think about music, the musical
Yes.
material. So it's not a run-on, but it has certain organization. And if you find that organization, let's say if you want, make sure you repeat it.
Okay.
Third time even.
Yes.
Something different. Repeat. Again. Again. And then different. For example. But you don't have to keep like doing something different at different
Yes.
times.
Yes. Great. Thank you. Good.
Okay, you're very welcome. So we're gonna end now. So before we say goodbye, do you have any questions, thoughts, or like you wanted to share before we say goodbye, or if it's all good and clear? So I will just summarize very. Oh yeah, Fei Fan, yes, you were
So
gonna.
what's the homework for the next session?
Yes, the homework would be the I would just drag out the sharing screen. Here we go. So it would be this sheet which I'll be emailing you, melodic ostinato, and then the rhythmic ostinato. Okay, apply to both levels, and then the this one here, the 2-note value. That's the improv portion, and then the rhythmic, practice your polyrhythm. That's definitely we will do it again next time. And then these you for your own personal practice, just to coordinate your arm beats. We might review it a little bit next time. Okay, so with these 3 rhythms, because what we didn't do, you know what, I definitely will review it next time in different way, because what we didn't do is combine them and create a rhythmic dictation. So you know, that's the next thing. But you have to be familiar with how each one feels like in the body as you step this, right? So that's the homework with the polyrhythm and the improv sheet, which I will be emailing you. Okay. So if nothing else, feel free to write me. When I teach online, just use my other email. It's a Zoom teaching email. I just everything that just about Zoom, I just use that. So just write to me if you have question when you practice. And I wish you a very good Sunday, and I will see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chen.
You're very welcome. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.